everyone, I am Alex Flores and I'm talking about today this director Tiffany Hsiung, and she's the director of The Apology. We have an interview with her about the process that she passed to you to do this documentary. She actually wrote it in 2009, so it's been a long time to finish this documentary. And of course it's about women, it's about the injustice that they pass, and I really highly recommend you this movie. Check it out, the interview. We are here with Tiffany Hsiung, and she's the director of the documentary film Apology, The Apology, right? Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, there is a film about this comfort women in Asia. And I watched the film. I think it's very well done. And one of the things that I'm interested to know, and I'm pretty sure for our audience too, is how long it took you to do a film like that.
It was over the course of, production-wise, it was over the course of 5 years, and altogether we're going on to our 7th year, including post-production and everything, and up to today. So we started, the research and everything started in 2009, and I didn't know that I was gonna delve into a subject like this. You know, I went into film school never thinking that I would tackle a subject matter like this, but from that initial time in 2009 when I was invited to do the study tour, to document a study tour, that's when I first met the grandmothers. And from there, everything changed, my whole life changed. I wanted to learn more. I wanted to get to know who they are as people, and not just the atrocities that they went through, but actually understand the life that they have today. And so that required X amount of time to fully understand the impact.
And one of the things that I noticed in the film is that you actually spend a lot of time with them filming?
Yes, yeah. And so for a long period of time I was independently filming. So I just brought a camera with me, and I think that was a very important process, was to actually spend the intimate time to actually get to know each other and to feel comfortable with the camera around, and for myself to be shooting it. And so I think that while everyone was getting comfortable over the years, bringing in an additional camera person as well to shoot became more natural, versus just automatically going in there with a big crew. Like, it wasn't like that at all. It was very two people, myself sometimes with someone else, or just myself sometimes as well. So it started off like that, and then over the years, as I got more comfortable, I was able to bring in other people to help me shoot.
I saw in the film what happened with these women that got raped constantly. Did they got pregnancies?
So some of these women, so in one of the grandmothers that we feature in the film, she got pregnant several times, and there are other women that aren't in the film, women that I've met over the years, that have, had children that were from the rape, from these comfort stations. And so there are so many different layers of the aftermath for some of these women who are able to have children, women that weren't able to have children, women that raised their child that are half Japanese, product of rape. And so the complexities is far exceeds what we can understand, and I feel like the film captures at least a good a substantial amount of what some of these women had to go through. But there are still so many different stories. There is no one way, or one there isn't. Everyone's aftermath is very different. you know. For one of our grandmothers, she found love after war, which is really rare and really beautiful, that she was still able to find love in marriage and have children. But at the same time, if you look at her storyline, she had the most to lose in terms of why she felt like she needed to keep a secret, right? Because she was able to obtain love, she was able to have a family, and she was able to have all these children. And so that made her feel like more reason to keep it a secret, you know, whereas maybe the other grandmothers who never were able to have their own children or have their own family, you know, the idea of coming out would have been a different scenario, different, you know,
right,
different stakes, right? But they're all challenges.
And for you especially, what was your biggest challenge in a subject like so heavy like this, like these stories from these grandmothers? What was your biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge is probably this race against time. The biggest challenge is the race against time and the inevitable loss of so many grandmothers. You know, I feel like this journey that I went on isn't my own journey. It was a journey with them, and we want to do this together. We want to tell the story from their perspective, you know, as well as my own, but it was a collective journey together. And to not be able to share that with as many, to not be able to share that with all the grandmothers that started this process with me is one of the biggest challenges. You know, it turned into a very personal project. You know, my relationships became more of granddaughter, grandmother versus filmmaker and subject. And so time was the biggest challenge, was the understanding that this is an urgent issue that needs to be told and needs to be shared before it's too late. And really, once they all pass away, it's up to us to remember and carry on these stories. Once they're done telling their stories, it's up to us. So that sense of urgency was the biggest challenge.
Mm-hmm. And I hear that this beautiful grandmother is coming to present the film,
yeah.
I guess, with you. How did you feel that she's coming?
I think it's fantastic. I mean, Grandma Gill told me that she's never actually watched a film before, like a movie in a cinema before, so this will be her first experience in a cinema watching a full-length, feature-length film, and it just so happens to be about her. So, yeah, it's wonderful. It's going to be really exciting. I'm nervous, too. I'm like, I hope she likes it, because she hasn't actually seen the film yet, so.
Yeah, well, it's going to be presenting next Saturday, I believe.
Yeah.
April 30th.
Next Saturday, April 30th at 6:30. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Tiffany, for talking to us. And,
thank you.
We're going to try to get this film out as much as we can from our network.
Yeah,
and,
I think it's important that people definitely see this as a very contemporary, universal story. I feel like it's very relatable to every, you know, culture as well as age group as well, because it's a universal thing that we all undergo and feel, you know, and shame and silence is still around us, you know, every single day. So I feel like the most important thing is that people take that away when they watch this film, is that how we as a community, you know, contribute to the shame and silence that goes around.
Right.
So I hope that this film brings about change in how we individually act and how we individually support other people that have gone through such atrocities.
Well, most important thing that you documented it and you bring it, because this is about women's human rights.
Yeah.
And we cannot continue sweeping it under the carpet, not for any government.
Exactly.
And any patriarchal system.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
And that is a big thank you, because it's an amazing film.
Thank you for watching. I'm so glad you were able to watch it. That's so great.
It's beautiful, well done, and very powerful, because to still have these grandmothers is like the story that's speaking through them. Mm-hmm. For us as women, don't let it happen anymore.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
그런데 13살에 아무 생각 없이 그냥 무동질하는데 얘기도 안 하고 그냥 떠나서 가보니까 그러니까 시방마라를 위한 거라 그럴까?
At nakiyon man kami nga tatlo. Bulus-bulusan ka. Ay ako kay Hubin pa. Natabo sa akong ganyan ka man, 14 years old.
结果是经过的给太好的，不管晓得，回来下生个三个，第二年第二年才回来。
我不想知道我妈妈的事情，她不告我，我就不说了。
If I can tell my children all about it, I would be very happy if they will accept what I was, what happened to me. 생각을 하니까 위안부가 죄가 아니라 내가 죄가 아니라 지나오기 시작해가지고 위안이었다. 같이 싸워야지. 일본 사람이 거짓말 하지 말고 진짜로 나서 사과하는 거 봤으면 좋겠지. 사과를 한다고 그 상처가 없어지니까 아니죠. 상처는 안 없어지지만 마음은 조금 풀어지니까 그날을 기다리고 있죠.